Hey, what is up, guys? So, Raven here with another Comic Book Friday, and today I think we're gonna talk about, well, one of the trade paperbacks that I just can't find myself going through the whole thing. It's so bad. I mean, every time I read it, I'm like, no. No, I'm trying my best. There's always like last few pages I just can't go through, and this is the trade paperback of Batman Engaged, and let me tell you, honestly, let me tell you, DC Rebirth is, I mean, it's an okay, they have okay Batman stories. They are not as good as the New 52, but Tom King's run on Batman, I mean, it's so bad. Okay, so let's start from the scratch. I'm the huge Batman fan. Like, majority of my comic book collection, which is right there, is Batman comic books, right? Again, I kind of sold my old polished stuff, now I'm trying to get certain stuff back, but New 52 was the great start to come back to the Batman stories, and then when they released Rebirth, I was like, cool, they're gonna be a lot cheaper, because here in my country, the New 50 was only released in hardcover, which was twice the price of this in the store, which was really expensive, and again, it was some years ago, so I didn't always have the money for that. So it was great. I was like, you know what, I'm gonna try to collect all the Rebirth stories, and they seemed fine. I was like, okay, we got Batman, just going and escaping with a Two-Face. We've got Pennyworth, actually, Alfred Pennyworth just betraying Batman. Like, there was good stories in there. And then on one of my birthdays, which was, I believe, a year ago, Kovac actually purchased, or maybe that was on Christmas last year. I don't remember. But Kovac got me this, Engaged by Tom King. And I was, actually going more of a Batman detective and Batman All-Star. I didn't go with the Batman itself. I was like, you know what? You're going to give me Engaged. I mean, it's okay, it's a Batman story. We got, looking good. We got a Batman on the horse. Well, the drawing is mediocre at best. Okay. And I was like, you know what? Okay, fine, cool. It took me a bit to get to that point, to get to the point where like, okay, I have a day off, I'm gonna read it. It's been a month, it's sitting on the shelf because I had other stuff to read, and I was like, you know what, okay, that was a present, that was a gift, let's try to go through it. And first thing that struck me was the art, and the art, I'm gonna show you like that, because those are the opening pages. I just don't like it. The art is just mediocre at best, right? Let's take a look at Pennyworth here. Like, the art is a bit mediocre. But like, you know what? Okay, art is not everything sometimes. It still smells like new. Oh, the smell of a fresh new book. Oh, wait, that's... you see, there's a page that I want to talk about, so I'm going to put the Pokemon card there so I know. So I was like, you know what? Okay, I can go through a bad art. It doesn't surprise me that some books have the art that I don't like. It's a personal preference. It's just like Kovac recently wanted a Doctor Strange book. She went to the store that had like used one and browsed through it. She was like, well, I can't go behind that art, it's just looking really, really bad. So she didn't purchase. I'm like, okay, fine, you don't like the art, so okay, but you know what, I can go through the bad art, give me the good story, maybe, who knows. So we start off with of course, Batman chasing Talia al Ghul, the daughter of Ra's al Ghul, the previous girlfriend of Batman and the mother of Damian Wayne, which is his son, right? We know that, or now in the comics, he's Robin. And of course, in the back, we got a Catwoman, and they are engaged, which is cool. I mean, great idea. Why not? Why not do that, right? It was just through all those years, right? It was so many years. They dated in and out. Why not do it? So they kind of dating, they kind of engaged. And the whole thing here, the whole passages, plural, are just them literally talking about, oh, what they gonna say, oh, what they gonna think, oh, what they gonna think about us, oh god, no! I honestly, I was never happier to see a bad guy just cut the conversation off, because it was just a nonsense. It didn't move the plot, right? We've got, of course, some shots of the Grace, and we got, the bad family talking about them, but it doesn't move anything further. It's just like, okay, it really feels like a filler. It doesn't feel like, okay, we're moving the story forward. So we go to the point, literally 20 pages into a book, we got the first bad guy showing up, like, oh, there they are. It's a Polish book, so I'm gonna have to translate. Of course, they're talking in their language, right? It's not an ordinary human, it's Batman. And we go again, right, to the love story. It's like, cat, oh, Batty, can I kill him? It's like, it just so doesn't fit. Again, we gotta, we're going back and forth, and that's kind of how this ends. Here we go back to Alfred talking, and they're again just talking about the relationships and stuff. Like, no one cares. Like, the first 30 pages of just that, just talk. If that wouldn't be a trade paperback, and that would be just a single issue that I purchased, I wouldn't purchase like the next 15, honestly. But I mean, okay, it was a gift, so I'm gonna go through it. I'm gonna power through it. I put the book down for a day. I prepared a nice bath for myself, got in, and like, what, okay, we got a nice like thing. I'm like, okay, let's read it. So again, it's a bath. I can't really escape that. I'm gonna go through it. So I'm going, and I'm opening. I remember I've stopped right around here, which is again another part of the book. So this engaged part 1, and this is the second issue of that. And we see the Talia al Ghul over here. And we go back to just, again, like, do they see us? What have you done? And honestly, the part that was next, I was super happy. We got them seeing the Catwoman and the Batman. But then again, they made a fight boring. Even, something as simple as just meeting Talia and the Catwoman right here. It was just, look, this is such a nonsensical fight. The way that the panels are structured, and there's just so much nonsense. And they're both, talking, and at the end of the day, bam, there's a Superman randomly appearing. It's like, where's Bruce? We need to find Bruce. So, again, we're searching for Bruce. Talia, like, they are fighting. I'm just, like, going through it. And the fight just, starts again. Talia versus Batman. Talia stabs Batman. Oh, are you mad? Screams Catwoman. And we've got volume ending with a Catwoman actually fighting Talia, and they're going to the third part. So honestly, the whole thing, literally, those are this amount. So 2 single issues of the comic book. The story is, and that's what makes it boring. Through 60 pages, they made zero, literally, I mean, maybe 1% of progress. So just to put you that in perspective, that's around 60 pages, right? We set on the adventure where we know they're near the base. And they're so close to the base, they're already kind of there. Bad guys show up, they fight, which is a normal thing. Talia shows up, which she's in the base, they fight. And there's another fight that's going to be another volume. In the meantime, we've got, the Bat Family just being worried and be like, you know what, yeah, Superman, that might be a good idea to call. This doesn't, like, what is the sense of that? I mean, of course, again, reading the previous volumes, like, there's a lead up to them searching, but like this whole thing, it's such, like, you can make a really important battles, right? You can make them epic, you can make them really good. But nothing, even in the writing, in terms of like what they are saying, the characters what are saying, it's just nothing makes sense. Nothing makes sense at all. And I was like, you know what? Okay, I'm gonna go through it. So of course we've got another battle with a lot of talk, literally a lot of talk, and Batman just staring. He's right here and just going, he's got a bad boner, you might say. And the whole thing, look, they're fighting. There's like a random girl that they're fighting again. The art is super bad. They're fighting again, talking, and there they are. They've won. And then the Superman shows up. Like, look, that is literally what it is. We jump into a Superman, and that's it. Like, that is a 3-part story. So, 3-part story. Why does it even exist? It doesn't move further that they're engaged. It doesn't move their relationship any further, right? We just have a nonsensical 3 issues of bonanza of nothing, and that's not even it. It gets even worse. And after I've read and what is next, which is called, let me just say that it's a half of the book now, Super Friends, and I'm just gonna do this. So this whole lead up, so we are way above the half of the book, is, wait, there's a carnival. Hey, Batman has a girlfriend, right? Bruce Wayne has a girlfriend, right? You're a friend, Superman, with him? Yeah. Let's go on a date. Double date. Let's do it. But wait, you have to wear a costume. What you gonna do when the costume's gonna go for you? Well, of course, Bruce Wayne is a Superman, right? We've got Lois Lane, and of course, Clark is Batman and Lois is Catwoman. And we're moving forward, and literally the whole thing is there's a robbery, they stop it, they go eat ice cream. Like, literally, we have a full-on page of eating ice creams. God damn, this is bad. Like, why do we need the same art twice? I'm not even joking, it's the same art. Just realize that. We got Batman eating like that, and it's the same art here. Look, it's the same art. It's the same freaking art of Batman eating ice cream. Where does it move any story? But okay. They thank each other, and that's it. And that is, I couldn't go further. Like, I couldn't go further. Like, I couldn't go there. Maybe I'm gonna read it at some point, but like, I couldn't get myself further. Of course, I kind of browsed through it, so the rest of it is just Batman in his old days, and he's dying. There's a dying Catwoman tells him she loves him. He dies, and there's a note waiting for her in the Batmobile, that, hey, I love you too. Why in the world? And I mean, I know that's not over. Like, I know Tom King did as well the second one. Like, there's a second part of that story. So it is engaged, or like this one, this trade paperback. Do you think I'm gonna buy next one? No. Whenever I see Tom King, honestly, Tom King, you know what? Okay, I'm gonna leave like the others. Okay, the art. No. All of you guys. Tom King, Joel Jones, Clayman, and Lee Weeks. Sorry, but again, the same art twice of Batman eating freaking ice cream. 2 whole pages of everyone eating ice cream. Nonsense. Tell me, 120 pages. Where did it move the story? Where did it move the story? Anything? Anyone? Tell me. We know nothing has changed. There's not even like going back to status quo, because it's the same thing as at the beginning, and the same was at the middle and at the end. We know that, well, Batman likes ice cream. That's what I've learned from this book. Like, honestly, there is nothing worse than this run. And this stopped me enjoying Batman. Like, I stopped myself at that point, and I was like, you know what? No. And until, honestly, and I'm gonna be honest with you guys, until my current birthday, I have not purchased a Batman book. It's been a year, so this scarred me, for so long. I, for a year, didn't purchase a Batman book. And my whole collection literally is a Batman. I love Batman to death. But because of this little thing, this little piece of shit, sorry for the strong words, but that's what it is. I didn't purchase Batman for a year. Any trade paperbacks, any single issues, nothing. Now I'm coming back, now I'm like, you know what? Okay, let's go to what I know at least is going to be okay. Batman Who Laughs. Let's see, Death Metal. Let's go back to the Justice League from the Rebirths, to get the story to the Death Metal, right? To get that. Like, those stories. Again, I still have, an issues with like the other things, but Hella Reason, right? Year of the Villain. I want to see all of that stuff. Hopefully, I Tom King is not doing those, so I'm kind of happy about that. But honestly, I think personally that Tom King, I think, is the worst writer of the Batman, and that's not even a joke. Like, I mean, honestly, Tom King is the worst Batman writer of the Rebirth era. Or no, what? No, not even of the New 52 as well. Since they rebooted, I think that he's the worst. I mean, there's nothing in this book that will make you laugh. That would be a nice joke. It's just cringe all the way. Especially with the carnival. It's such a cliche. It's like so obvious that a 2-year-old would write a better story. Because they could have done like, hey, I'm going to dress as I don't know, maybe not a Robin, but as an Alfred for fun, right? Or something. Like, there were so many things to do that. To poke a little fun of like villains, right? Oh, I'm going to dress like as a villain, right? Like for fun or something. There was just so much to that, but like, come on. So Tom, honestly, I don't want you. Again, it's been a long time since Tom wrote. I know, but I hope. Oh wait, this is the. Okay, so this is an article from Nerdist. It's in Polish, but emotional look at Batman's past and the future. I think a potato has more emotions than this book, but okay. Now maybe he got paid. You know what? It's fine. Well, let's go to the reviewers that I just hate, and they're like on every single book here, and I just hate that because it never just sells. Tom King's Batman is the best series in DC Rebirth. You can't miss it, IGN. Fuck off. That is the best series. No, it is not. And we all know what happened, in when they're getting married. She leaves him at the altar. No, spoiler alert, but she leaves him at the altar. No. That's obvious. It's just going back to status quo. This is honestly just a waste. Okay, not gonna say that to Kovac, but it's great to have it, great, another book in the collection. Cool. But the whole story is a waste of paper. It's a waste of trees. It's a waste of my eyes. It's a waste of my time. It's a waste of everything. Honestly, I would rather have a full-on 12-issue story. Honestly, 12-issue story about Alfred Pennyworth. Let's send Bruce somewhere and give me Alfred, I don't know, cleaning for 15 pages, just one little dot. And that would be more entertaining than this piece of crap. I'm sorry that it's a rant, but I just had to get out of my chest, because there are things that I can forgive. There are things as a reader we can forgive. Comic books, well, here especially in my country, they are not cheap medium. Of course, those trade paperbacks are cheaper than the hardcover ones, but it's still not that cheap. And let me tell you, it's just bad. And should you buy this? Should you? No. Just no. And honestly, should you trust IGN? After this, no. Should you trust Tom King that he's capable of writing a good story? I want to say yes, but no. I mean, I hope Tom King can redeem himself in like 50 years. Give him a shot. Why not? But as of right now, this is the worst comic book I've ever I've ever read. It's the worst one. And I honestly mean it. And I'm talking this, again, coming from, Batman 1000 and coming back from like the other books. There's nothing worse than this story and when they're getting married. The art, you know what? You know what's good about those stories? If you bought like single issues, you got a nice art cover. And that's it, or cover art, and that's it. There's nothing even remotely okay about this book. There's just, I think in the hands of the right writer, that could have been an amazing book. The story could have been really good. Because the whole thing is, there's just, the dialogues are bad. The story is just, I mean, again, I think right writer could have done something to save it. And I don't know how this just went through the DC editorials. Like, I don't know. And honestly, this is also the reason why I'm not getting more Batman Rebirth stuff. Or any other. Right now, honestly, in terms of like Batman, I just look like, okay, what do I need to read for the death metal? What do I need for this event? Okay, great, I'm gonna get that. And of course, that's what I'm gonna try to go with trade paperbacks, because the Rebirth is just at this point a waste of my money, of my time, of everything. It's just a waste of that. And honestly, I think we're all better just reading to the events and getting that, because like on weekly basis, on like monthly basis, getting the single issues. Imagine those are 2 trade paperbacks. So let's say those are 3 months of Batman, and you read that with 3 months. I'm canceling my subscription at that point. It's just bad. So sorry for the rant, but I feel like it was needed. I gotta get it out of my chest. It's just so bad. And I don't know. I'm thinking again. There's gonna be a video that I want to make about trade paperbacks versus single issues, and I'm probably gonna touch a bit upon that, and hopefully, it's gonna get figured out how we're also gonna do those videos here, and how we're gonna approach this, because I don't know if we're gonna do single issues a bit more, if we're gonna do something else. I don't know. But in the meantime, thank you so much, guys, for watching this. Again, don't buy anything from Tom King. Just don't do it to yourself. It's the worst. Goodbye. Good. I have fantastic rest of the day. Take care. Bye.